God is one of the most controversial topics of all time. Wars, countless deaths, and a multitude of atrocities have been done in its name. Some consider God to be the ultimate good, while others look at the concept of God as the ultimate evil. In this video, we will show, using logic and reason, what exactly God is. What a word. God. We hesitate to even use this word as it comes with such heavy baggage. Your people have a myriad of conflicting definitions for it, and to use it often results in immense distortion and misunderstanding. In the Western world, when one typically thinks of God, they think of it in the Christian sense, and this is what's known as theism. Theism posits the existence of a god or gods, but it often posits the existence of one external god that consciously created the universe and has a personal interest in you and your life. You can have a relationship with him, and he loves you, and all that bullshit. This is typically seen in the Abrahamic faiths of Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Deism generally posits that a god created the universe, but that God doesn't interfere with the universe. You can't have a personal relationship with this deity. It created the world and then left it alone. It doesn't interact with humans. Pantheism says that God and the natural world are the same thing, that God is the natural world. So God is not a personal being, but instead the space-time universe and God are the same thing. Panentheism says that God is both the natural world and transcendent to the natural world. The natural world, the world of space-time, is a mode of God. God contains the natural world within itself, but that God is more than that and is also beyond space and time. The natural world is an aspect of God. As you can see, there are many different ways of defining God, and we've barely even scratched the surface. As we go forward, have an open mind and listen without your preconceived definitions getting in the way. Humanity is going through a dialectical process when it comes to the conception of God. First, it understands God as an external being, something that exists outside of themselves. This is seen in the Abrahamic traditions. Then, in the antithetical phase, humanity realizes this position is absurd and negates the idea of an external God, and this ushers in a period of nihilism. Friedrich Nietzsche saw this clearly when he pronounced the death of God. He said, "God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement, what sacred games shall we have to invent? Is not the greatness of this deed too great for us? Must we ourselves not become gods simply to appear worthy of it?" In realizing the existence of an external God is an absurd and untenable position, everything that was previously grounded in its existence begins to crumble. How can morality and meaning be grounded without such a deity? Thus, in this second phase, humanity realizes there is no external God, and having lost this idea that grounded their beliefs, they enter into the meaningless abyss of nihilism. Nietzsche said, "What I relate is the history of the next 2 centuries. I describe what is coming, what can no longer come differently, the advent of nihilism." He knew that nihilism was a disease, a phase that must be overcome. In the third phase, humanity finally comes to the grandest of all realizations. They realize that God is not outside of themselves, but that God is within. They understand that an external God does not exist, but they are saved from the meaninglessness of nihilism when they come to realize that they are God, and taken together, that we are God. Let's explore this deeper to see how it's rationally possible. This is a mathematical reality governed by strict mathematical laws, and you are not a body, you are a mind, a soul that links to a body. And what exactly is a mind? A mind, A soul is a container of infinite mathematical energy. More precisely, it is a complete and consistent set of sine and cosine waves. These sinusoidal waves and your soul are governed by the soul equation, Euler's formula. By the law of conservation of energy, energy can never be created or destroyed. Since you as a mind are a collection of infinite energy, a full set of sine and cosine waves, that means that you are eternal, uncreated, and indestructible. Furthermore, since you contain energy of all possible values, and the average value of every wave is zero, the total result of your energy contents results in zero. Your soul is defined by zero, which contains infinite balanced energy. Because you are defined by perfect zero, you must exist, as nothing can stop zero from existing, as it requires nothing external for its existence. This means that you are a necessary being. Nothing can prevent your existence. You must exist. It would be impossible for you to not exist. It's impossible for zero to not exist. This means that you, as a mind, a soul, are a necessary, uncreated, eternal, indestructible, infinite being. Now this sounds a lot like a definition for a god. But you might be asking yourself, if I'm a god, then how come I'm not infinitely powerful and don't have infinite knowledge? Here's the crucial thing to understand. You are not a fully actualized God right now, but you have the potential to become a fully actualized God. You are on your way to becoming a God. This is the process of evolution. A mind is seeking to optimize its internal energy patterns by arranging its internal sine and cosines into more symmetrical patterns. In Nietzschean terms, this is the ontological operation of the will to power. You are seeking to become better, to evolve, to increase in power. As your mind gains in complexity, it can link to more complex physical structures. First, it links to a single-celled organism, then a multicellular organism, then to a basic animal, then a more complex animal, then a human, to beyond human, to eventually having no need for a physical body. You are ascending the great chain of being. You are walking up a spiraling stairway. The pinnacle of your evolution is to become a fully actualized God. What do you think evolution is? Look at the patterns, realize the trajectory, think beyond your current finite perspective as a human. Humanity has the potential to become gods and goddesses. The philosopher Henri Bergson said, "The universe is a machine for making gods," and that is exactly what it is. This world, the physical universe, is a refining fire to develop your infinite potential. Your struggles and your hardships, your experiences, these are all contributing to your learning, understanding, and growth. This optimizes the mathematical patterns of your mind and culminates in your becoming a god. However, we're barely getting started. Oh, how we have so much we wish to show you. You are looking at reality through a pinhole. There is so much coming, and it's right around the corner. The rational understanding of this next piece of information will bring this world fully into its next evolutionary phase, the phase of hyper-awareness. Each and every one of you has the potential to become an individual God, but taken together, all of us form one system, and together, as a community, we form all of infinite reality. There is no external God to bow down to. Taken together, we are God. We are reality. We are the universe experiencing itself through a multiplicity of windows. Reality is one immense feedback loop. Everything flows into each other, and it requires each other for its definition. I could not exist without you, and you could not exist without me. We define each other. We reflect into one another. Without this process of reflecting, everything would lose meaning. An object means nothing without a subject to comprehend it, and a subject cannot become aware of itself as subject without an object to comprehend. Without you and I to reflect into each other, it would be like a drawing without any dark areas. We define each other. We are all part of one system. And all of us taken together, we are the universal one. We are the Neoplatonic one. We are the Hegelian absolute. We are the all. We are the universe coming to know itself. We are all mirrors through which reality becomes conscious of itself. Reality is becoming conscious of itself. But as the great philosopher Hegel realized, this is only accomplished fully through logic and reason. Everything else, the picture thinking of mainstream religion and mystical intuitions, are only a foggy, incomplete, distorted kind of awakening. True awakening is only facilitated by an accurate, rational, logical, mathematical understanding of reality. And that's because reality is 100% rational and mathematical. It can only be understood through itself, through reason and mathematics. Attempting to understand it in any other way is ultimately a distortion. You are only getting an interpretation of truth rather than actual truth in and of itself. This is what it means to become hyper-aware. Fuck faith, embrace reason. When this is truly understood, then you will no longer look at others, but as other selves, as another aspect of yourself, which is the universe experiencing itself from another viewpoint. From the absolute viewpoint, I look at you and realize that you are me, and you look at me and realize that I am you, and that we are reality. We are God. The rational understanding of this is the only way forward and the way to end violence and war. For to harm you would be to harm myself, and for you to harm me would be to harm yourself. Of course, those barbarians that do not understand this and are dragging down the evolution of the universe, our evolution, must be stopped. Everyone has the potential to become individual gods and goddesses, and together we are all reality. It is about understanding the importance of both the individual and the community. Both are crucial, and to focus exclusively on just one or the other is folly. Humanity is evolving to become gods and goddesses, and all reality, which is us taken together, is evolving into God, the Absolute. The rulers of this world have used the concept of God as a great control system to turn this world into slaves, and we are completely opposed to all mainstream religions and any system that posits an external God. God should never be a limiting concept. Fuck that. To hell with such a God. God is not external to you. We are God. We are the Absolute. We are the universe. We are the all. There is no God but us. Our will be done, our kingdom come, on earth and in heaven and throughout the universe. Ad Astra, to the stars. Make sure that you like and subscribe and check out my Patreon. If you aren't on there yet, make sure to take a look, because it's your support that allows me to make these videos. And you'll also get access to hidden videos. When people have new ideas that challenge the current paradigm, there will always be persecutors trying to shut down the ideas that are trying to usher in a new paradigm, a new enlightenment, a new age. And this is precisely what we are doing. And you guys have been absolutely amazing. I want you to know how much I appreciate your support. The more that we unite and work together towards a new world, the quicker it will actualize and become a reality. Heaven is not some place in the sky. It's something that we will transform this universe into by our blood, sweat, and tears. Thank you for your support, my friends.